be showing you how I make some of my bracelets. This friend specifically wanted a blue, gray, and black one. Okay, first of all, I get my yarn. If you're familiar with finger crochet, it's basically what I'm doing. I don't know what happened to this yarn, but it happened. If you can't tell, I've used a lot of black. So first of all, you're gonna want to get your 3 or 1 or however many strings you have. You pull it out to about here. You're then going to want to wrap it around your finger. Alright, you're then going to want to wrap it around your finger. And you're going to take this part, the one furthest away from the end, and put it over this one. Then you're going to do that again. And then you could pull it over if you'd like. And then just tug up. Now you got your starting loop here. You can see it's a loop. I think this might be easier if you're a beginner, like just to use 1 string. But anyway, there's that. Then you're going to, I typically use my thumb for this to help. Going to press it like that, try and pinch. Take this and then pull it over. That way it goes through that loop. And then I take that loop that I've made and I tug it. That way it makes sort of, not super tight, I mean as tight as you want I guess, but you know, it's just tight enough. And then it makes this. And if you continue doing that, it makes something that looks like this. So we're just gonna keep doing that. Then again, I'll show you. Have your finger in the loop, pinch, and then you take this and push it through. Grab this loop and tuck. And then again, pinch, push through, tug. Here's how the pattern's looking so far. Depending on your colors and depending how many string you have, it can look different, obviously, if it's different colors, but a lot of the time, if you only use 1 string for this process, it'll definitely be a lot thinner. I have an example. This one is a lot thinner than this because I've only used 1 string for this one, but you can still see the design. Something I should have mentioned in the beginning, but I forgot to, is that the reason why we have this is so in the end you're able to tie it. It's good to have a good amount of this, and if you don't, that's okay. There's a way you can figure it out. If you have a hard time telling when you should stop doing the pattern, I have really bony hands, so this may not fit for all people. If you know who you're making it for, that can also help if you remember what their hands look like, but I typically try and put my fingers in a sort of like this, you know, or just like hold on to it and see how well it wraps around when I do it like this. And you could always just, when you cut the string, cut it pretty far. That way it can be almost universal the size. Once you get to a good length and you think you can cut it off, testing once more, you take your scissors, make sure all 3 are bundled, make sure all 3 are still here. And then you're just gonna cut, I'd say about there. Sometimes you want to go shorter, sometimes longer. I'm gonna say about here for mine. And then you're gonna take this, do not lose this loop, okay? That loop that you just stopped on, do not lose that. You're gonna put your finger through it and do what you've been doing. Just put the string through the loop. Sometimes if you have multiple strings, it can be a little tricky. Okay, and then you're gonna pull it all the way through, and then you're just gonna, and then there, you have a knot. And then I typically don't tie mine before I give it to people. I usually tie it on when I'm giving it to them. But if you do, you just do a good old, like, double knot, you know, tie it however you'd like. definitely ask them how tight or loose they want it, because I have had people get one of these stuck on them because I made it too small. But yeah, just be careful. And if you didn't make this long enough over here, that's okay. You can just tie it onto the actual bracelet itself. You know, the actual pattern. It just might make it a little smaller. But yeah.